Hello there, my name is Bruce Rain from Breakers Creations, and thank you for joining my stream. I've just got to try and get some symmetry here. There we go. That's better. Okay, I was a little bit off center there, and I know that'll trigger a few people. So, hello and welcome to everyone to this beautiful, well, here it is an absolutely magnificent winter's Sunday. The sun is shining. It's lovely. It's really lovely here at the moment. I hope it's nice where you are at the moment. I'm going to say a quick little hello to people. I say hello to Jay, knowing that he's not actually watching. He just jumped on and put that into the chat, but I happen to know that he will, well, I hope he will join a little bit later on, but he is at this particular point in time doing something else, so hopefully he will join later. Retro Techie, hello. Thomas Armstrong, SadMac356, Apples Anonymous, Joe Williams, OA, Randall Crook, Dana Sibera, and I think that's it. So hello to folks, and again, thank you very much for joining me today. I am having a little bit of trouble with one of my cameras over there, and I'm not really sure why. I'm going to see if I can sort that out. When I'm working on a Mac Classic, it really helps if I can get the side camera going, because I'll just unplug it. It allows me to show the screen, which of course is very helpful. Oh, Kai is here, hello. And Divisions, hello there. How easy is it to fix recap a Mac SE? Someone is selling in my neighborhood, maybe I can pick it up as a project. Well, can I tell you, the Macintosh SE often doesn't need any work at all. There are two things with the Macintosh SE. The first one is there is the potential for the battery to have died, in particular if it's one of the ones that is in a socket. If you've got one of the original axial Varta ones that are soldered into the board, they're pretty rock solid. I've never seen one of those explode. So assuming that it doesn't have actually battery leakage damage, there is a chance sometimes that the power supplies might need some recapping, but on the whole, the SE is a pretty darn rock solid machine. And if someone handed me a Macintosh SE now, I would inspect the battery, but other than that, I'd be more than prepared to just fire it up, because they're really, really good machines. So, have you recapped any classics before? Never. I've mentioned this on a couple of live streams before. The two kind of most recapped computers I get are really the Classic and the SE30. They are the ones that I see most of. And they are because they are popular. Well, SE30 is because it's popular. Macintosh Classic is mainly because there are so many of them out there. So if someone's wanting to collect vintage, they can usually end up getting a Classic for a bargain. But of course, both the Classic and the SE30 do need recapping. Ryan Joffrey, is that correct? Hello there. I did 3 Classic 2s. Yes, the old Classic 2 is a very popular one as well. I haven't had one in a while, I must confess. Actually, I think I might have one here at the moment. I think with a dodgy analog board. Need to look into that. Okay, now, did I manage to get this go? I cleaned my desk. I actually cleaned my desk. Check this out. Look at that. Can you believe it? Hey, that's the side view. That's not the top view. So that means if I do, side view's not working now. Top view is not working now. Hang on. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Sort of. Okay, so I've got that plugged in there, and that plugged in there. So what's this one plugged into? He's plugged into that. So let's unplug him and plug him in again and see what happens. Okay, unplugged. Oopsie. Plugged in. Now let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. Now we got a top view. Okay, so apart from the fact that these are mislabeled, my side view is called top view and my top view is called side view, I should be able to figure this out. The only problem is, of course, my settings have changed. The color is all out. So anyhow, the point that I wanted to make is I have cleaned my desk, and the downside to that is whatever I've done to the surface of this now makes it so that my mouse won't work on it. It's just not picking up at all, so I'm having to use the mouse on my leg, which of course makes life interesting. Okay, so let's see if I can just adjust some gamma here. That looks a little nicer. Let's get some temperature change here. It's a little bit too green, isn't that? There we go. Let's push up a little bit of magenta. That's a little bit nicer. Maybe we'll get some bit more brightness. There we go. That'll do us. That'll do us, won't it? Yes. Now, the one that's called side view, that's actually top view. Let's change the, it's a little bit, yeah, it's a bit nicer. Let's punch up the saturation a little bit. I'll just change this one again. These are all things, of course, I should have done earlier, but I slept in today. Well, no, I didn't sleep in. I shouldn't say that. I'm just not in the finest of form. I got to bed very late last night. Okay, so back here. Welcome everyone. I think we've got that sorted out, apart from the fact that I have to just be very conscious of the fact that if I want the top view, I need to press side view, and if I want the side view, I need to press top view. I'll fix that up later on, but in the meantime, yay. Okay, so now what I ended up using to clean my desk was this. This is a product we have in Australia called Nifty. Now, do you know why I buy this? This is why. Because it's hard working. No other cleaning product makes that claim. Hard working Nifty. Okay. So, what a poorly prepared stream. I'm out of here. See you, Jay. So, are you back from where you were? Right. So, all right, we're going to have a look here. As I say, this is the top view. This is this is the side view. This is the top view. This is my clean desk here. Now, one of the reasons why it's clean is because everything I took from here I put somewhere else. So during this live stream, there may be a couple of instances where I need to actually go and get things from out there and everything. So, but let's let us begin, shall we? Let's get a Mac Classic up on the table and we'll start looking at it. So this is the guy here. There he is. Hello, Mac Classic. That all too familiar form factor. But I'm just going to change the camera angle here a bit. I'm just going to push it down just a touch. There we go. Now, Macintosh Classic, I think, came out in 1990. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure they will. But I think it was around about 1990. And it was brought out as a really budget computer. So this one came out at... it was available for $999, I believe. So it was the first sub-$1,000 Macintosh. And what was, having said that, the $999 one had no hard drive in it. It was 1 megabyte of RAM and just the floppy configuration. But what it did is it brought it into a price bracket that allowed some people to buy Macs that could never have bought them before. I feel like I've told this story before, but that's probably because I've told this story before. So, anyhow, this is the guy here. And I happen to know that when this person opened it up and had a look inside, some capacitors fell off it. So they have sent it to me. For that reason, I'm not going to power it up at this stage. We're just going to look at it, get it all sorted. So, just looking here. Oh, interesting thing, Kai. So I don't know if you saw in my Patreon that I got a whole bunch of those little things made up for the ADB chip, and guess what? It's not the ADB chip. Hello, Michael Mullet. So October 1990, September 1992. So I've got a Macintosh SE where the mouse doesn't work, and I replaced the ADB chip and the mouse still doesn't work. So I've got to go and do proper diagnostics now, which is my least favorite thing. Okay, so we're going to open this guy up. 4 screws on this one. If you're dealing with a Macintosh Plus, Macintosh 128K, Macintosh 512K, all those first ones, they have 5 screws. There's another screw under the battery compartment. But these ones here, SE, Classic, all that, they only have 4 screws. 2 here, 2 here. This is not actually a battery compartment. If you open this up, this gives you, I think, some of your geometry controls for the display. We're not going to do that, though. All right. Here's my great big long Torx screwdriver, which does make opening these a lot easier. Were the Gerbers no good? No. I don't believe. I don't believe the fault is with your device. I will double check that, of course. I just suspect that the fault is not the ADB chip. That's the thing. But I will double check. I'll go and double check and make sure that all the pins are going to the right places. Yeah. Whee. But it was really good because I ordered 10 of them and I got 15. They actually sent me 15 for the price of 10. So I wasn't at all upset about that. That is from PCBWay, people. Now, there are a lot of people out there that I know use a different company for their printed circuit boards, and that's all fine. But I have been using PCBWay for a while now, and I've been very happy with them, and I will continue to use PCBWay. Okay, so opening these things up, as I've said before, I mean, there are all sorts of opening tools, those sorts of things. Let me just move these. This is very distracting, isn't it? I'm just going to put these over here, where we don't really, it's out of the way there. When it comes to opening these up, you can use tools and stuff like that. Never use a screwdriver in here. You will damage the plastic. But generally what I do is I just put one hand here, and I go, like that, and just open it up like that. Okay, then we take the back case off and we have a look inside. This is one with a hard drive in it. And no memory upgrade. So it is the original, it's 1 megabyte. Now the hard drive has been disconnected. I think is it original hard drive? I don't know. I'll have to check. Maybe not. I don't know. It's a Quantum 1989. So yes, it could well be original. So yeah, disappointing that this one doesn't have the memory upgrade. I feel sorry for the person, but of course you can get a reloaded one, can you not, Kai? Is that not true? Am I not talking nonsense? Sorry, I just feel a little green here still. Yeah. Oh geez, look what's happening in my skin now. It's going all magenta. Oh, just weird things going on. Never mind. Magenta skin. Okay, so these are already unplugged. This is the floppy cable and the SCSI cable, and actually so is the power connector. That's disconnected as well. So he's saved me from having to undo those things. And I don't know, maybe he took the memory upgrade out and just didn't give it to me, because I certainly don't need it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Naughty, naughty, very naughty. All right, this one's going to be fun. I think I'm going to have to put a little overtime into this one. Just going to zoom in here a bit so you get a bit of view. And there. That looks nice. Done it. Right, here is a Macintosh Classic board. Just take a little moment there to focus. That's now focused. It's all nice and sharp now. And look here. So we've had, there goes another one. Well, that's one of the easiest cap removals I've ever had. Yeah, okay. Don't worry about the old twist and pull on these ones. What did I miss for a second? I have a reload. Yes, okay. So I just quoted. So I did just quote Ebenezer Good. I was referring to the reloaded memory upgrade card. It's my understanding that there is a project of that going on, because I did actually send through all of the information to you about that, and I think that has that actually been made? Is that done? Have we got the connectors sorted out and all that sort of stuff? Yeah. So first thing I see here is rather horrendous corrosion. Now it's interesting because this is just from the battery. This is just from the caps. This is not from the battery. There's no battery leakage whatsoever. But just looking at here, there's a component that I'm probably even going to have to replace. It's a voltage regulator, and it's right here, and it looks terrible. So let's go and have a look at this under the microscope and just see what we see. Whoops. Would these chips survive an ultrasonic? Probably not, but you know what? What I always say is if it doesn't survive the ultrasonic, it's got to come off anyway. Simple as that. Scope view. Pew, look at that. Okay. Okay. How's that? Isn't that nice? There we go. Just going to twiddle me knobs here. There we go. Okay, there we go. So, caps have fallen off. A lot of cleaning going to need to be done. This looks like a little bit of cockroach poo or something of that sort. So we will remove the poo. Remove the poo. Look at this. Just really gunky. What does it look like up here? It's not too bad here. Got another one falling off here. So I did play with my microscope last night and I'm still just getting all the settings right. Sorted. Yeah, get it sorted. Right, so this is going to have to come off, and we may well lose a leg when it does, but it has to come off and it has to be cleaned up. Oh, wow. This is just extraordinary, isn't it? What's going on here? Right, so, soldering iron on, hot air station on. I'm going to need some, are the pads still there? I'm pretty sure they are, but we will soon find out. I don't think it's mouse poop. I mean, it could be mouse poop. I just don't know how a mouse would get into it. And that would have to be one small mouse. I mean, there's no access points. The floppy drive, you could get in the floppy slot? Don't think so. Okay. Oh, cool, I've got a thumbs down. I don't always get thumbs down. I get probably a thumbs down one in every, I don't know, maybe 10 streams, something like that. So, to whoever gave me the thumbs down, hello to you. Have a nice day. And of course, for those who feel compelled to do so, I would ask you to please
smash that like button.
Thank you. Okay, so. Oh boy, I'll tell you what. I could go with a nap this afternoon, I reckon. Okay, so let's get some heat shields. For those who've not watched my streams before, I use these little blades from those clicky box cutter things, and I just snap them to whatever length I want. They start off a nice shiny colour, and then they go this. They oxidize. So yeah, I'm going to put this here. I generally get a bit of Kapton tape as well around the plastic connector. So because this is just a little plastic connector here, we don't want to melt that. And if I'm going to be throwing hot air around it, I generally like to just get a bit of Kapton tape around that, just to give it a little bit of extra protection. And then I can then pop a heat shield in here like that. So I want to just protect that. And then I use these little springy thingies, clip them over the top, so they kind of work as a little leg to make it stand up, just like that. Right, so I'm going to come at this from this angle maybe, this angle maybe, this angle maybe. And we're going to whip this guy off. So as I mentioned before, this is a voltage regulator. How do I know that? Because I've done a lot of work with Macintosh Classics. I've even built a couple, thanks to my good friend Kai. Microscope view, scope view, scope view. Here we go. Oh, these tweezers are a bit manky. Let me get some better ones. It smells. It smells. Oh, it smells. One of the big problems here is this is so corroded the solder probably won't melt anymore in some of these locations. So it could be a bit tricky getting it off. Now, of course, because we have Kai in the chat here, we can always ask him all sorts of questions about the Macintosh Classic, because he knows so much. He knows so much. We can ask him things like, hey Kai, is this voltage regulator a standard component that I can just buy from Mouser? And he'll probably just know that. He'll probably just know it right, just in his head. If we can revive this little guy, we will. It's a 79L05 in SOIC8. There we go. Yep, so that's cool. Just to clarify, for the classic RAM board, the Gerbers and everything are freely available on GitHub, but not sold commercially, although I'm happy to license to anyone that has the other board. Cool. Yeah. Kapton tape. Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. All right, now I need to pop out and grab some flux because, as I mentioned before, when I tidied up my desk before, I just took everything and put it somewhere else. Everything somewhere else. And I haven't brought the flux back, so I should go do that now. But I'll still be in earshot. I'll be able to talk to you while I'm getting it. I'm just heading over here to somewhere else. Hello, somewhere else. Where's all the flux? It's here somewhere. Ooh, whoopsie. Oh, what's that? Hang on. Oh, geez, whoa. Oh, gosh. Oh, huh? Gosh. Oh, dear. Oh, my goodness. All right, what sort of flux are we going to have today? Does anyone have any preference? We can try. Yeah, let's do this one. I should mention that over the last few live streams I've been having, I have ended up with pigeons joining me. Pigeons, I tells you. And yeah, I have, let me just, I want to get, not that one, but that one. I want to add that. And I want to remove that. There we go. I have, yeah, I've had a lot of pigeons in here and mice for that matter as well. And the reason why that has been the case is because I keep my chicken food in here. But yesterday I went out and invested in 2 great big 60-litre bins for the chook food. And they are sealed. So I cleaned up any excess seed from anywhere. And I've put them into these bins. They are impregnable by pigeons or by mice. And I am hoping that that will get rid of my vermin issue. Okay, so just going to put some flux on here because I want to get some heat and some solar and we can see if we can clean up these pins a little bit. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Oh, all that smoke rising up into my face. What have I forgotten? Pure Mactacta. Oopsie. Here's my Pure Mactacta. Get back. Wow, what is that? Whatever it is, it grows. Okay, so we are now fume extractoring. I would normally just have lots and lots of spares. Oh, scalpel. Now that I do need. I'll be right back. Scalpel. I'll get my pliers while I'm at it. There we go. I'm actually going to 3D print myself some little holders for some of these tools to get them a little bit more organised so that I can pretend to be organised. Now, I run the risk of breaking these pins off, but as I was just saying there before, I would normally just grab one of these components from one of my Mac Classic donor boards, but I've kind of raided most of my donor boards because of the old reloaded projects. Did Kai go away? If Kai's gone away, I'll say reloaded. Reloaded, and you watch, he'll come back. I'm trying to get some alcohol out of this thing. Yay, we got it. Pigeons in here. Nothing to eat though, is there? Huh? Huh? Yeah, keep looking. Keep looking, man, buddy. Nothing there. No free feed here. I really wish I could hold this still better. I'll try it around the other way. I am talking to a pigeon. I'm friendly. I like to be friendly. I'm going to have to hold it like this. I should just do this the old-fashioned way that I've always done this. I shouldn't have bothered with this thing. This is how I normally do it. Put them down on the table like this. Focus. Focus. Like this. Get some flux. Like this. Now, if anyone is wondering which flux I'm using today, I'm using the Amtech NC559 ASM-TF. This is the one that I've been using for years, even though it was labelled as V2. Interestingly enough, I got an email the other day from Inventec. Don't ask me how they got my email address, maybe because I've bought from them before, perhaps. Got an email from them referring to the fact that they no longer control the website, Amtech Distribution, making all sorts of claims. Interestingly enough, at no stage did they claim that that Amtech, actually I don't think they did claim that Amtech, the current Amtech seller, maker, whatever, is making a counterfeit product. But they did warn of counterfeit products. Be wary of counterfeit products. So, yeah. Yeah, so, but here's the really interesting thing about Inventec. They have never addressed the whole V2 ASM situation with their flux. For those who aren't familiar with it, there is a video, or a couple of videos of it on my channel. And essentially what happened was 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago, something like that, this company, Inventec, who was selling Amtech products, they decided that the V2 product was too hard to make, so they then started just making the ASM product and selling it with V2 written on it, and have been doing it ever since. And they have never denied it, but they have never acknowledged it either. If you watch my video, it explains all this far better than I just did then. Oh, super chat, McGough. Super chat. Add to broadcast. I sent a PayPal real super chat. Oh. I need to shout out to all of my new Patreons. I am going to mention everyone's name in a minute when I bring it all up there. But I have a Patreon now. I didn't used to because I was like, what am I going to do? I mean, what am I going to offer these people when they pay this? What sort of exclusive content can I give them? But I've been coming up with things. I have been coming up with things. If you want to become a patron, you can jump onto Patreon. I think there's a link in the chat. If there isn't, that's a massive oversight on my part. Sorry, a link in the description. I've had a few things. That I've been adding there. A few little posts, a little video here and there, and more to come. I will be doing some exclusive live streams for my Patreon people soon. Specifically, I will be doing when I put up a little poll to see what people would like to see, and the patrons voted, and they would like to see, the vote has shown, they would like to see me do an exclusive Patreon live stream with lots of swearing. So that is coming. I just need to schedule a time for it to make sure that all of those Patreon people can watch it. Right, that'll do. He's clean enough. He'll work. I've just got to bend some of these pins back into shape. Oh, here we go. Faith pin. Get yourself a roll of them. I really shouldn't I? I will next time. But then where's the fun? Look, I mean, we've just been sitting here enjoying the cleaning of this chip here. Uh-oh. That leg feels a little bit wobbly. Anyhow, may end up replacing it. But anyway, it's there. It's there. The important thing. Okay, so now we've got to clean the general vicinity. We will do that probably with this being so bad. We're going to have to do it in a few stages here. I need to actually get some caps, so I'll probably do another Mouser order soon. I need to get some electrolytic capacitors for a light globe. A light globe, yes indeed. An LED light thingy. Okay, so when we're cleaning this up, we are using heat, we are using fresh solder, we are using flux, and we are hoping that that will bring some of these pads back to life. I am very, very quickly thinking it won't, and I will need to be a little bit more persuasive, like with a scalpel. Yeah. And just wasted time. Got to scrape some of this stuff off. Le Goat, hello. Ezekiel Blah, hello. Is anyone else I've not said hello to? Excuse me. Alright, so I'm going to have to clean all that flux that I put on, because that really makes the scraping very difficult. It's a lot easier if I just clean it off with some iso alcohol. This is isopropyl alcohol that I buy locally, and it's not too bad. The price is pretty good. Having said that, some friends of mine contacted me the other day. Well, sorry, I won't say contact. I was socialising with these friends, and we were talking about isopropyl alcohol. They also use isopropyl, but for different tasks. And they're saying they're buying it from a different place to where I'm buying it from. They're getting it a good deal cheaper, so I'm going to try them next time. There's some nice burning here. Pad's still there, but you can see it's not really the shape it once was. It has burned it. Going to need to repair these. This is really bad, this one, isn't it? I have to confess, I'm not sure I've ever seen a classic this bad before that didn't have battery damage to this. I was sitting here thinking to myself, wow, you know what, this stream is going to go so quickly because it's just a classic recapping. I mean, you know, I'll get that done in the blink of an eye. How wrong I was. Need a new blade. Once I start seeing little lines on the scrapey, I generally try and get a new blade. Can we fix it? No, it's for... For 20 Canadian dollars for 4 litres. Yeah, I get it in 5 litres, and I think I was paying. Oh, I could tell you actually. I'll look it up. The main thing I like about them is they're in the same suburb as me, so I can just drive out and grab it. It just makes life so easy. Isopropyl alcohol is very, very handy for things. I mean, I use it to make lens cleaner and use it to make hand sanitizer. And yeah, what are you going to do there, huh? Huh? Can't get in, can you? No. Where's the food gone, huh? That pigeon is pissed. Now, I can't even remember my own terminology. I can't remember if this is scunge or gunge. I think this is scunge. I think gunge was the liquid form. Steve is here. Hello, Steve. And Justin is here as well. Hello. And don't get hit. My recap to SI power supply died and had to order another. Can I take the new caps off the dead one and put them on the new one? Or is that bad? Are they... You were saying that you recapped it, and so the ones on the other one are new caps on that. I don't really see any issue with you swapping it over. I don't think they would have been damaged or anything like that. You might have trouble getting those surface mount ones off though, without melting them, because they are obviously the most important part of the recapping of the 2SI power supplies. That little, it's like a little daughter board that sticks out, and it has, I think, 2 surface mount electrolytic caps on it, and they look. Come on. Come on. Some good old rusty corrosion going on here. Oh, this one's making me work for it. That is one confused pigeon. Like, what is going on? There used to be food here. Oh, we've got a super chat from the House of Moth. Hello to Jay. Shut up and take my money. Shmoo. Yeah, equivalent series resistance. What's shmoo? This probably relates to something I said before and I've forgotten what I said, so I might need some reminding now. What's a shmoo? Right, so I'm now going to... I'm going to have to come back and do more scrapey scrape, but at this stage I'm going to go in and hit it with some solder and some solder wick, and we'll see if we can get these pads looking a little bit more delicious. Okay, see you, Garth. Thank you for joining. What you having for supper? Not that it's any of my business. Instead of gunge or scunge, oh, wet and gooey can be described as shmoo. Fair enough. So yeah, scunge. I didn't. I mean, scunge and gunge and that, you know, they're sort of said out here in this weird country, and I didn't think there was anything unusual about them. So I basically came up with this terminology that If it is a dry muck, it's I think it's gunge. If it's liquid, it's scunge. And if it's gaseous, it's punge. I think that was it. Now I am using the V2 flux here, and you people will have heard me talk about V3 and... Sorry, I'm using the ASM flux here, and people have heard me talk about V2 and V3 and all that. Because I'm going over this with heat over and over again, I feel that the V2 hangs around a little bit... Sorry, the ASM hangs around a little bit better than some of the other fluxes, so that's why I'm using them. Now we're going to get a bit of wick, and we're going to do some scrapey with the wick. Get all of these pads looking fine, just fine. I'm getting there, as you can see. Scunge. Okay, gunge, sticky. Scunge, dry. Punge. Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you for clarifying that, Dana. I'd forgotten. I hadn't used those words in such a long time. It's terrible. I wonder what the other side of this board looks like. It's all this burning on this side. I wonder if it's actually affected the other side. That's affected with an A, as opposed to the noun effect with an E. And make sure you get those right when you're writing, otherwise people will make fun of you. Oh, I didn't do these ones. I think I mentioned in my live stream that we're doing a bathroom renovation at the moment. I think in my last one. It is going well. We have now got power, and we have got plumbing in our new bathroom. And so then fairly soon we will then get the wall coverings and stuff back. And then we'll get some tiles. Such fun. Scrapey. Alright, gotta sort these out. Oh wow. Jay got some real estate there, got some time on screen. Apple One, but his listing picture is from Google. Yeah, that's a little bit sus, wouldn't you say? Okay, I've got my trusty Dremel here. Oh, shivers. I just broke it. I need to pop up to the house and grab something, which I meant to bring down here but forgot. So I am going to do the little back soon thing in a moment, and I would ask that everyone please get to your volume controls, because sometimes that back soon music is a little bit loud compared to my voice. So to the 28 people who are watching at the moment, please bear with me just one moment. And and bing. Sorry that took so long. I went and let the chickens out at the same time. So, one of the things that I need to do here is I need to poke through some vias, and they are very crusty and very yucky. And I am probably going to need a needle to get through. This is what I generally use. You can get very, very small drill bits, but the problem with the very, very small drill bits is that they break really easily. And so do these for that matter, but these are a hell of a lot cheaper to replace. So let's see if we can get ourselves a needle. There we go. Assorted needles. Lovely. Oh, COVID. No, not really. I've had a cold. And I am nearly through it, but okay, so they're there and there. Okay, so I want to suck the solder out of these holes here, because that will just make getting through to the other side easier. Scope view. So I'm pretty sure it's these two here. These two here. These are going to be, because they're a slightly thicker trace, they're going to be carrying a higher voltage. So I've got, whoopsie, missed. And yay! Annex. It's Annex. I'm sure it's not ooh, Annex ooh. I think it's Annex. Any tips for fixing classic 2 CRT geometry? Mostly rectangular display area, but with non-linear warps, distortion in places. Well, distortion can often be caused by other problems. You shouldn't really have that level of distortion. You know, I mean, the main geometric controls you've got there, you've got your sort of width and height and up and down. No, width and height. The positioning is actually done another way, which I will demonstrate one day. But if you've got warping, it's probably because there's something wrong with the analog board. So you might actually need to get in there and you know, recap it, fix it. Maybe it's already been recapped. I'm not sure. But yeah. Okay, needle. This one fits right through. How cool is that? I like it. This is one of the things that I have done before and will do again. I have a Dremel here. I'm going to just change camera views here for a second. Let's go to this one. Here's my Dremel. And I have one of these little drill fittings on it. You can put teeny weeny little drill bits in there. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put this needle into it. I'm going to use this needle as a drill bit. And then I'm going to work away at that little hole. And won't that be good? Oh yeah, it will. There we go. There we go. Is it crooked? We'll have a look. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, I like it. Yeah. Right, now, how are we going to do this so that I can see? I think I was off camera there. Oh, I lost it. It moved to the side. Well, it can also be those magnet rings on the back of the tube. I had that on my own. They had white ink pen marks showing where they were set at the factory. Over time they'd moved, they were so loose, I put them back and warping was much less of a problem. That's good to know. See, this is what's good about my live streams. I have clever cookies on here. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. Got it. There we go. Isn't this fun? Okay, I think we're done. I've got the nasty ones. Doing work like that requires a steady hand and no brain. Okay. Let's see if we can... So I have a question for Mac84. He did an interesting live stream last night in my time. I think it was crack of dawn this morning for him or whatever. I was working on a MacBook Pro 2017, I believe, with a bad trackpad cable, I think. Is that correct? A bit of corrosion in there. So I think the fun part you're going to have now, Steve, is finding replacement components. Because the ones that are that new, it's quite hard to get replacement components for them. You know. VHS is here. Hello there. All right. Okay. I'm just catching up on the chat. I'm a little bit behind. So we're going to need to do a little bit of trace repair here. I'm going to grab some wire. I've got a few different thicknesses of wire. These thicker traces should probably have thicker wire. So I'm going to use thicker wire. And we just need to make sure I've got somewhere to stick it to on the other side. So we will go here. That one there, just clean off a little bit of UV mask from there. And the same here. And a little bit here. Because we are going to be running a wire for these three. There may still be continuity there, but I just do not like the look of them's traces, vias, things on the other side. Do you have something to measure with on your workbench? I have lots of things to measure. It depends what you want to measure. I can measure voltage, I can measure capacitance, I can measure ESR, I can measure temperature, I can measure resistance. I've got lots of things for measuring. Yeah. Yes, you know, when I have something that looks this bad, I just don't even bother checking for continuity. I just fix it up, just clean it up, make it look better. It is my duty. That's my duty. So I'll get a big knob of flux here. I am so hungry. Got some new filament for my 3D printer the other day, and I am struggling with it. It's stringing. I've got to try a few tests today. It's sort of when I run all the tests, it doesn't string, but as soon as I print something, it strings. Print something for real, for real. I think the pigeons have given up. Oh, the board that you are working on, just dimensions, as in a three-dimensional space. Short answer is no, I don't. I mean, I do, but I'd have to get up. So, and that ain't happening. I mean, it might later on, but at this stage, my backside is firmly planted. Oh, these tweezers, man, far out. They do not meet in the middle. Bye, tweezers. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do. Do, 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 do. Solve your own curiosity. Well, I'm sure the dimensions of the classic board would not be too hard to find. Which one is next? That one. Stormtrooper head. Yeah, there he is. Why am I not in microscope view? Why? It's nice and bright, isn't it? A bit too bright? Well, this one. There we go. That'll do. Stormtrooper. Oh, you can't see him. Stormtrooper. Scope view. Oops, look, the super chat's still floating around. That means it's been a long time since I was on that view, so I've been busily doing stuff here, not showing you what I was actually doing in the microscope view. Like some kind of reckless... confused pigeons. Dear. Yeah, look at all these people now saying, hey, microscope view, please. Just miles away. Sorry, folks. Miles away. I don't really consider myself to be in the finest of form today. I was a little bit on the late side getting to bed last night. And then, of course, I wanted to get up at a reasonable hour so I could do this live stream. If I start too late, it's a little too late for a lot of my East Coast US friends and viewers. And I want to make it so that they can watch. But one thing I can tell you is I know that Jay is not watching at the moment. Because if he was watching, I would have received a text message from him by now saying, microscope view, please. East Coast Canada view. What time is it on the East Coast of Canada? Well, thank you very much for saying so, VHS. So this wire that I use, it's enameled wire, so it has a coating on it. So I apply this heat to melt that coating. There is one. I'll have to check on the other side that I haven't mucked up any of the soldering on the other side while applying the heat on this side, but that's just normal. That's how it goes. It's how the cookie crumbles. $6:35 on the west coast of Canada and 9:35 Eastern Standard, 9:30 p.m. probably, 9:35 p.m. 9:30. Okay, cool. It is 11:36 a.m. here, so not yet lunchtime. But having said that, I didn't have breakfast. Well, I sort of did. I had a croissant with ham and cheese. But I'm still hungry. There we go. And a chop. And a chop. And we get rid of those. And then we'll just check and make sure that they're all still connected on the other side. But I believe that is the worst of it sorted out. Yep, I might just tidy this one up a smidge. That is a metric smidge, by the way. Beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. This, I need this. This is what I need. What do I need? This. We are going to have to put so much UV mask on this. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do. Do do. Do-do. Right, let's try and clean this up a little bit. And maybe a bit of focus here too. Focus! You'll need focus. Greg Brady's here, hello! Welcome to the live stream for the first time today. Okay. So I must confess I was quite surprised to see Steve streaming at such an ungodly hour. I wasn't actually able to watch because I was cooking dinner. I was making tacos. Tacos. We love tacos. I've really got to clean this because I've got to stick UV mask down. And UV mask will not stick if there's any flux left. So I've got to get this spotless. Enzo, hello. Always drawn to your avatar there, Enzo, which I think we've talked about before. I think that is the Sombrero Galaxy. I have actually taken a photo of that with my telescope. Yeah, this is really bad. Because it is a very photogenic galaxy, that's for sure. One of the things that we can't photograph here in Australia, because we're in the southern hemisphere, is the Andromeda Galaxy. It's just, it's only up there during the daytime. But having said that, we have the Large Magellanic Cluster and the Small Magellanic Cluster, which you guys can't see from up there. So it's a trade-off. Going to Mexican today. Had is that meant to be barbecue or is it barbacoa? Chicken tacos, birria as a starter, with burrito bowl with goat as a main was really nice. Salsa verde was excellent too. I actually did just very, very boring sort of fish tacos. I basically buy these frozen fish pieces and then I just chuck them in the deep fryer so they come out super, super crunchy. Lovely crispy batter on the outside. And then I make a little homemade salsa, and I make a homemade guacamole. Some lovely avocados at the moment, so I made a guacamole. And yeah, I got to say, it was pretty darn nice actually. Discovered this new sauce that we've got here. Don't know how long it's been around for, but I only just discovered it. And it's, what is it? It's like jalapeno mayonnaise sort of thing. So it's this kind of vinegary, hot, spicy kind of loveliness. I really shouldn't have painted over that one. I'm going to have to unpaint it because it's a bit ugly and I don't want to paint the ugliness in. Barbacoa is barbecue in Spanish. Well, there you go. See, I don't speak much Spanish. Just enough to get me in trouble. Gotta away. There is actually one, well, there might be more, but I've really only found one decent Mexican restaurant in my general vicinity. And I do go there every now and again. You get the tacos, and as much as I try and replicate the flavour of the tacos that they have there, I never seem to be able to get mine as good. I go in there and I taste and I go, what's in that? And I try and replicate it, and I haven't been able to. Oh dear. Okay. Hasn't this been a fun one, eh? Boy, didn't we hit the jackpot with this little classic? Hello, pigeon. There's no food. Keep looking, but there's no food. Oh, excuse my. I have to confess, I am quite a fan of a bit of heat in food. I don't go overboard. I don't get silly with it. But I do like a bit of spice. All right, let's fire up the old pew 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 UV laser and cure some of this stuff. It will need some more, but I'm just basically getting what I need on there at the moment for me to then be able to put the caps on. I can always do a lot more afterwards. Cool. There we go. Now, I hear people talking about this barbacoa thing. which I'm probably pronouncing wrong. But I had someone say before it is Spanish for barbecue. So that is not a type of food, that is a way of cooking food, if I am not mistaken. So surely the meat that goes into it could be anything. I've said it correctly. Oh, that's nice. Isn't that good? Thank you. Probably should have done a bit of a roll on the R there. Barbacoa. Something like that. I actually have a very close friend who is Spanish. So I have to make sure I try and pronounce things in a way where she won't get cross at me. Ooh, that sounds nice. Anything slow cooked over an open fire, you know, the end result is going to be awesome. Did my first recapping the other week. The SE30 finally has sound. Congratulations to you. How do I pronounce your name? My apologies. AOIFE. I'm going to need help with that one. I know how to pronounce your surname because it's very, very similar to mine. Aoife. Aoife. Okay, that's easy. I'll forget. I will forget, and that's not personal. It's just that's one of my special skills. You know how everyone has special skills? You know, my special skill is I forget things. I'm really, really good at it. It's almost like a superpower. Aoife. Cool. 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 Oh, Randall's giving me a super chat. It's coming. Where do you source your scalpels from? That's a very good question. Now, the handles themselves are pretty easy to get hold of. You'll grab those on eBay without any issue at all. The blades are actually a brand called Swan Morton. Oops. Swan Morton. Excuse me. Now, I think I do have a link in my description, but I'm not sure if it still works. And what I would suggest to you is you can probably find them cheaper anyway. If you have a look around on eBay and try and look for them there. This is, I think, a number 10 blade going in a number 3 handle, something like that. Where I source them from, I kind of got a bit lucky. I was just looking for them on eBay one day, and someone had 5 packets of them for like $25. So I just grabbed a lot, and I have been using the same ones for donkey's years. I've still got, I think, at least one that's unopened. I keep open packets all over the house so that I can just grab them wherever I need them. So I got ridiculously lucky there, because that's going to last me years. But yeah, I mean, that's eBay probably. It is cheaper if you can buy them in a box, but sometimes they can be really expensive. They're easier to get in the UK because Swan Morton is an English company. What is that? What is that? Ceiling muck in there. A little bit of muck there. This is always going to look a little bit cruddy. That's can't be helped. I guess one way you could get around it would be to get one of those awesome Mac Classic Reloaded boards and move all the components across. Oh, geez, my nose is a bit blocked today, isn't it? I feel gummed up. Which multimeter do you use? I think Retro Trekkie, you're trying to get me to advertise, aren't you? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a multimeter and you don't want to spend too much money, what I would recommend is the Kaiweets KM601 smart multimeter. Not just any old multimeter, but a smart multimeter. It has functions aplenty. And for a budget multimeter, it's quite incredible. Look at the size of that screen. Beautiful, big, bright screen like that. And it does everything. It's just an absolutely fantastic multimeter. You will find a link in the description if you would like to buy one. Kaiweets. If it's Kaiweets, it's not something else. I don't know, I have to come up with something. Excuse me. One Bit Fever Dreams, hello, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining. Box of 100 blades from Paragon. They are actually surgical sterile, but £14 for a box of 100. Well worth the purchase. Yeah, that's not bad at all. You just have to be really bloody careful with them, people, because surgical scalpels are designed for one thing, and that is cutting skin. So they do it incredibly well. So you just want to be really careful when you're using them. I don't like crud. I don't like crud. Had a needle here before. Here's a needle. Play needle. Joe is here. Hello, Joe. Listening to Javier. I was really disappointed to see that Javier was streaming at the same time as me. I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, I'm very limited to when I can stream because I want to try and stream at a time when the Americans are still awake, and Canadians for that matter. And of course it needs to be on a weekend because I have a day job. So generally for me it's sort of Saturday or Sunday, which is Saturday or Sunday morning. So that would be Friday or Saturday evening in the US. I enjoy Javier's live streams. He's got a very, very a lovely voice. Very calming voice. So I listen to his live streams. It's really nice. It's sort of just sitting. I don't care what he's talking about. It's just a nice, calming voice. All right. It's time for us to get this component back on. So I am going to... This is a little voltage regulator, which got pretty messed up. And we're going to pop him back on here. And we'll have to do probably a little bit of cleaning afterwards. But okay. Which way around? This way around. This way. So we've got our little screen printing has a little dip here, you can see, and that needs to line up with a line which is on the edge of this, which we can't see, but I'm going to clean it so we can see it, because if I put it on backwards, it would be bad. There we go, there's the line, and there's a little what do you call it, lump to indicate pin one right there. Right, so now I'm going to get all this alcohol off. Because it won't go well with the flux I'm about to put on here. Now I should, of course, have just replaced this with a new one. But I don't actually have a supply of new ones. But I'm going to. I will have. I'm going to do an order. Keep a little bit of a supply of them. By order of Kai. What you been up to, Joe? What interesting projects have been on your workbench? Oh, look at that. A little bit of advertising there from from Jay from the House of Moth for my little website, Recap-A-Mac, which still doesn't have the guide for a Macintosh TV on it. But it will. Because I do have a guide, I just haven't put it on the website. And I get reminded of that by my Mac-Yak friends quite regularly. He looks better than before, yes. I just want to smother this in soda. I really don't like the look of that, so I'm going to go to the other side. So if we've got those, it'll be up. That one there, up. That one. I believe it's that one. I believe this one. Oh, look at all the blobs of solder we got there. Let's clean those up. Blob, blob, blobby. I started watching The Eternals the other night. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's a Marvel film. I didn't get far. I thought it was a pile of poo. I will... If anyone can give me a reason why I should maybe go back and continue watching it, I'm interested to hear it. But I have to say, I thought it was garbage. Oh, Dave's here. G'day, Dave. AppleSerialNumberInfo.com. It's a good website. Not missing out. Yeah, I mean, I really don't like Angelina Jolie, but that's not a reason to not like the whole film. But yeah, I have to say, I was really not impressed. I'm seeing if I can transfer enough heat to this needle to try and poke through, but I don't think I can. Alright, we're going to get the old Dremel out again. We're excited. How excited are we? On a scale of 1 to 10. It's about a 4, good solid 4. Okay. Did I find the right hole? That's the question. I did. I will stick a wire down there now, seeing as I have poked a hole in it, just in case. It's going to an inner layer. I bet you Kai knows where it goes. I'm guessing it's probably going to a power rail, all ground. Get in there, you thing. Who do you think you are? Oh. Rudy's here. Hello. Sup? I am trying to get this wire through. Come through wire, come through. There we go, we got it. Alright. For anyone who is just joining, this is a Macintosh Classic, which is in unbelievably poor condition. The level of corrosion caused by the capacitors is quite amazing. And I also think it was switched on, or maybe left on for a while with capacitor leakage, and that has made things worse. I love the smell of the enamel melting off these. It's probably really bad for me, but I do love the smell. What is going on there? What's this little lump sticking out the side? What is it? What is it? I must know. It's something. Is it a trace? Well, whatever it is, it's not anymore. There we go. That'll do. Happy. And then we'll just solder it on the other side. What Mac you looking for? Deboaz? What Mac you looking for? Just out of curiosity. Okay. Just going to do this. Looks a little bit smeary. Clean up my lens here. Is that any better? Probably not. Never mind. It's the thought that counts. Throw it away. Throw it away. What do you guys use to live stream Angular Momentum? Seriously, I set up my school's graduation. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. I can tell you what I use. I can tell you what I used to use, and I can tell you what I use now, and I can tell you the reasons for why. So I used to use OBS, Open Broadcaster. It's free. It has an amazing range of features. It's available for Mac PC, probably Linux as well, I don't know. Now, I started running into some problems because I was using a Mac Pro 3.1 and that was limited to a particular operating system, which meant I couldn't get the latest version of OBS. So then I tried using the DOS Dudes patcher and excuse me, had ongoing problems. Weird things happening to the display and stuff like that. So wasn't really particularly happy with that. So then I decided to try using something different. And we on the Macyak group, we started using software called StreamYard. It's browser-based, but it's really good, in particular if you're doing group discussions, having lots of people on a show like we do on Macyak. And I started using that, but I struggled with that because it doesn't work really well with multiple cameras. And as you can see, I have multiple cameras. So, excuse me. So then I found another piece of software. I did a bit of a search, a bit of research, looked around, and I found another one called Ecamm Live. Now that's what I use now, so that's what you're seeing at the moment. Now Ecamm Live is kind of like halfway between the two. Not as many features as OBS, but more features than StreamYard. It is a subscription fee to use it, but it does allow me to do a lot of things, like, you know, sort of set up multiple cameras. I've currently got 4 cameras that I use. I've got this one here, and then I've got this one here, and then I've got the microscope camera, and then I've got another view over there. And excuse me. And I really do quite like this one, this software that I'm using now, Ecamm Live. It has controls for adjusting brightness and color and everything on the cameras, which is a really handy feature. It allows me to put super chats up on the screen when I'm live streaming. I can put text up on the screen, so I can go up here and I can say, working on, this is wrong, but I'll change it. I'll edit it and I'll go working on, oops, where's my keyboard? Macintosh Classic. Save. And I can set fonts and things for that and do whatever I want. So, yeah, it's a pretty good tool. It allows me to do a lot. It doesn't allow me to do everything. It doesn't allow me to distort images. So if I, for example, was using my my little scaler thingy, and I was to bring in an image that had been stretched out, because the scaler does that, I can't then distort it back into shape. So, pyong. Oh, thank you very much, Rudy. Help support your wine purchases. I do appreciate that. Because it's expensive. It's very expensive. Especially at the rate I go through it. Right, now I'm going to get a little bit more UV mask on here now, because I do believe I've wiped some of it away, and I'm getting ready to put these caps on. So I just want to be absolutely sure that I'm not going to accidentally create any shorts. That is short, referring to a short to ground. If anyone is wondering why it is called a short, it's because it's where the path for it has been shortened. As in, the path had a particular way to go, but by creating a bridge or something like that, the pathway has been shortened. So it's short to ground. Short to anything, really, but, you know, short. Not tall. No, that's the wrong sort of short. Yeah, I just need to make sure all of these traces that have been exposed are all nice and covered, and I'm not going to accidentally, you know, create a bridge when I put these new tantalum caps on here. We haven't talked about tantalum in a while, have we? Tantalum is a mineral, and it is quite rare. So there is a very good chance that at some stage in the future we will no longer have tantalum caps, because they'll have run out of tantalum. I don't need to use much of it in these caps, but they still need to use it. So, yeah. Apparently, there's about as much tantalum on the planet as there is uranium. I think someone said that. Oh, Adam McGee, hello. I don't think I said hello to you today. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Okie dokie. I'm trying to keep my desk clean as I go. I'm missing a lot of the chat, by the way, so if anyone has anything really important to say, you can super chat me, or you can put the little @Brankus Creations on there, and I sometimes see it. Thank you again, Rudy, for the super chat. It is much appreciated. We have got 33 people here watching at the moment, and I'm just going to do the old...
Smash that like button.
Oh, that stupid sun again. This doesn't happen in summer, because in summer the path of the sun goes across the top. Here the sun goes across that way in winter, so the sun's quite low in the sky as it goes across. And it just comes in here in the afternoon. So you'll just have to cope with that, I'm afraid. Sorry, folks. What always follows putting UV mask on? Laser beam. No scope view. I've done it again. What is wrong with you today? Well, a lot, actually, but we won't go through that. I'm getting very sick and tired of, well, I shouldn't say that, it's not too bad, of having to take showers in my little outdoor shower, which I built. But, especially it says it's winter and it's bloody cold here at the moment. But that is the price of getting a nice shiny new bathroom. These are the tweezers. Are these the tweezers that don't meet in the middle properly? Bruce is pointed north-ish. Yes. So that's north there, and that's south behind me. So I am facing north. I'm facing probably pretty darn close to due north, actually. So we get, the way our house is positioned, we get the front of the house gets the sunrise. So it is facing easterly, and then the sun sets over that way. And we don't really get to see much of the sunset because we've got a whopping great big tree in the backyard. It's a ficus, for anyone who is interested. It is a gigantic ficus. And it's actually protected. I found that out because the neighbour that lived behind me wanted it gone. And so he tried to apply to have it removed. And they said, no, that cannot be taken down because it is protected. And the funny thing was that he nearly did take it down. He applied for the removal of a tree, and was granted the removal of the tree. It was an application for a tree that he'd already chopped down some years before. He'd done it without approval. And then he got that approval and sort of was going to use that. He said, oh yeah, I've got approval for chopping this tree down. I'm like, what? So I contacted the council and they said, no, that's approval for a tree on his property. If it was going to be getting approval for this tree, you would need to, the application would need to be done through you as well, because it's partially on, well, it's on your land as well. So he's just a real dodgy guy, that's all. So anyhow, that didn't end up happening. It's the fine for cutting down a tree without permission here is $10,000. Thereabouts. So it's a good idea to do the right thing. Are you using the outdoor shower yet? Yes, we are using the outdoor shower. We've been using it now for about 3 weeks. Excuse me. Sorry about the crusty throat. It is. It's good. I mean, you know, it gives us privacy. It's not like we're walking around the backyard in a nude or anything like that. Come down in my dressing gown, and I've set up a little kind of covered area inside the shower where I can hang a dressing gown and a towel. So I get in there, have the shower, towel off, get the dressing gown, head back up to the house, dry off properly. It's very, very cold here at the moment, but it's lovely and warm in the shower. I've got a really nice shower head on there, and it's very, very comfortable showering experience. It's all properly plumbed and everything like that, but it's just it's just cold when you get out and when you're getting in. The other day it got down to, I was about 4 degrees Celsius in the morning. Felt it that morning. Oh boy. Blah, blah, blah. I hear the flu is getting bad in your neck of the woods. Yes, it is. Now, this is a cold. It's not actually flu, which is good. It's not COVID. I have tested for that, but I basically have a cold, and yeah, it's kind of it's uncomfortable. I've had it for about 3 days now, but it's a lot better than it was 2 days ago. I was just coughing all over the place. Now that the borders are open and everything, and it's been such a long time since we had the borders open, you know, people are just coming in and bringing flu with them, which happens. So yeah, a lot of flu going around here at the moment. Oh, flu stopped existing 2 years ago. Yeah, Jay's got some interesting theories on the flu, so feel free to get into that discussion with him if you want. I certainly won't. Here we go. Whoopsie. Okay. Right, I'm going to put these caps on. I haven't removed all the rest of them, but I've done so much work to this relatively small region of the board, I sort of feel like I want to be done with it. So I'm going to just put these caps on. 4 47 microfarad 16 volt capacitors. Oops. And so we'll get a little bit of fluxaroonie on here. Whoops. Got a little bit of fluff in there. Never mind. I won't tell if you don't. There we go. Do chickens have their winter coats? Yes, they do. Couple of the chickens that I've got don't really molt much. But a couple of them that I have molt a lot. So, and those ones have definitely got their winter coats. They basically, they lose a whole stack of their feathers just sort of leading into winter, and then they grow a much thicker feather coat. And they look really pathetic when they've lost all their feathers. Yeah, they sort of, and then the feathers come back. Okay, now use 0.35 Rossmans of flux. Wow, we got three comments in a row there, Adam. I'm not sure what's happening there. Are you presently having a stroke? Do we need to phone emergency services? Okay, there's the first cap down.
I always get a little bit of solder on the end of the iron tip. And then, now this one I've got to be a little bit tricky with because there's so much chaos nearby. I'm going to just position him a little bit further to the left than I would normally. I'm going to come back and add a bit more solder to that. I'm going to need a new soldering iron tip soon. I can see this one's really wearing down. Really wearing down. Why did I do this out of order? What is it? I missed one. I always try and do these as neatly as possible. I always try and get them nice and straight. But there are times where some repairs may prevent me from doing that. And when that happens, there's not much you can really do. I mean, it's... the computer working has to be the priority, and the prettiness has to come second, in my opinion. Boop. Okay. Look at that. 4 caps on there. Excuse me. YouTube did that before. Oddly enough, it doesn't show that on mobile. Restarted my app. Could be because I'm signed into YouTube on at least 3 devices. Perhapsy. So... okay, there's the 4 caps on there. This is the really, really nasty part. The other parts are pretty nasty as well, but not as nasty. So we'll move on to second nastiness here. And that's just over here. You can see the cap's fallen off here. And this one, while it hasn't fallen off yet, looks like it could fall off any second. Now I need to burn this off. But I've got a serial number here that I'd really rather not destroy. These serial numbers are plastic. I wonder if this will just come off with a bit of coaxing. It's already off on one side. Yay! Look at the mess. Look at the mess. Scrapey, scrapey. It is a public holiday here in Sydney tomorrow, or in New South Wales. I am probably going to try, I was thinking I might do another stream, but I might try and work on one of my pre-recorded videos. I like to try and get those out every now and again. I've got so many videos that I need to produce. I've been trying to get lots more content. I've got to get follow up on my ultrasonic cleaner video. Converting me to the twist. Fume. Angular momentum. And shebang and bang. You broke my super chat cherry. Thank you so much, Chris, for everything you do. I thank you very much for the super chat, and you are most welcome. I am desperately trying to get through as much of these recaps as I can at the moment, because I've got a whole bunch more people threatening to send me boards, and I've just got some that have been sitting here for ages. I have been getting some of the more problematic ones out of the way, but it's just so damn time consuming. Okay. This, by the way, here is a sound chip. You can tell it's a sound chip because... Oh, what happened there? I must have bumped something. I must have bumped the mouse button and made that appear. I'm glad I didn't actually press the band button. So yes, this is the sound chip because it's a weird shape. It's a PLCC chip, but it's a rectangle rather than a square. And you will find that same sound chip on the Macintosh Portable and on the Macintosh 2SI. Maybe others, but those ones definitely. And the fact that it only has one sound chip is an indication that this is a mono computer. If you look at the 2SI, which is a stereo computer, has two of those, one for the left channel, one for the right channel. Ban Jay. I think he's banned himself. Where's he gone? He's run away. Do. Oh, okay, for movie time with the wife. Okay then, see you, Steve. Enjoy the movie. I hope it's a good movie. What movie is it? It's probably gone already. I'll be interested to know what movie it is. Oh, you know what I haven't done with this computer? This is very bad of me. I didn't photograph the board. I at least need to photograph it now and photograph the serial number for my records. Making a sandwich. Still going, still going. Okay, I just, for anyone here who might be thinking, oh my goodness, is this computer ever going to get tested? The answer is yes. I do expect to test this board today on this live stream. So if anyone's freaking out thinking, oh no, he's going to end the stream without testing it, nope. It's not what's happening today. Okay. Just got to get a little bit more sort of solder onto this. Solder? Or should I just coat it? It's clean. I might just coat it. Yeah, we thought you might be making a sandwich. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. Jay makes the most interesting sandwiches, I have to say. You know, the one thing that I cannot understand as an Australian, speaking to Americans, the fact that when they talk about a burger, it's only a burger if it's got beef in it. If you make the same thing with chicken, it's apparently a chicken sandwich. That's certainly how it was described to me. That person might have been lying. But that I just find so weird. It's like you have burger buns and you put meat in it with whatever else. It's a burger. Chicken burger, beef burger, pulled pork burger, burger. Even if you do it with some pretend meat stuff, you know, like tofu burger. Yeah, well, just for clarifying, if anyone does find their way out to this part of the world, if it's between burger buns, it's a burger. Doesn't matter what's in it, it's a burger. Here, if you're referring to a sandwich, it is 2 pieces of bread, sliced bread. 2 pieces of sliced bread with something inside that. That is a sandwich. And then if it's in like a bread roll, it's a roll. We call it a roll. Have a solid roll. Ham and solid roll, please. Guide to Speaking Australian. Yes, and of course, we don't have jelly donuts here either. We have jam donuts. Because here, jelly is used to describe what you guys call jello. So what you call jello, we call jelly. And what you call jelly, we call jam. Excuse me. And what you call a cookie, we call a biscuit. And what you call a biscuit, we don't really have. Okay, I think that's enough laser. I'm making myself hungry. What are subs, grinders, or hoagies called in Australia? Well, essentially, hoagies, grinders, no. As I say, if it's on a roll, if it's on a bread roll, it's called a roll. So it's as simple as that. So what you would potentially call a sub or a hoagie But here it would just be called a roll. Excuse me. All right, now I need a recapping guide just to make sure I know what the other cap is. I think it's a one. Where the hell are my recapping guides? That's what happens when you tidy up. You lose things. Oh well, at least there's a website. I'll go to the website. Roy Cap Mac. Resources. Macintosh Classic. It's a classic. So yeah, one microfarad 50 and all the rest are 47s. So nice and easy. Nice and easy. How nice, how easy. Okay. My neighbours are making a bit of noise today. Having a bit of a party, I think. I have to admit that one of my favourite types of food is a sandwich. I will typically, I have sandwiches all the time. I love getting 2 pieces of lovely fresh bread, putting a little bit of cheese and ham, tomato, bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of salt and pepper, and yeah, and then slicing it in half and chowing down. That is heaven for me. I love sandwiches. However, for lunch today, I'm going to be having leftover Indian food, which we ordered a couple of nights ago. Toot, 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 toot. Toot, 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 toot. There we go, that's not going anywhere. Okay, there we go. Currently making a sandwich because of peer pressure. Can I have one too, please? Okay. All right. So we have got 2 more caps to go. These ones have to be removed and cleaned and replaced. These ones probably look the best out of all of them. These two do. I'm going to just put a little heat shield here to protect the what do you call those things? Power buttons? The reset buttons? Reset buttons. This is really going to want some time in the ultrasonic cleaner, I tells you. God, no wonder. How about we crank the temp up? She's about to blow, Captain. Okay, it's a lot easier when you actually have the temperature right. I had that set on a temperature for when I was removing the glass from a display. I was heating up the display to make the adhesive go sticky. Angular momentum. Got to go. Good night, everyone. Maybe catch you later. See you later, Angular. I haven't done this in a while, have I? Got to go to... No. Scenes. Is that it? Yeah. I got to go...
Smash that like button.
Oh, I can hear a mouse. I can hear Mousy. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? We're over here. Get some cleaning done. Woo, 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 woo. Woo, 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 woo. More flux. More. Okay. I need to try and become a little bit more interesting now. I'm getting too carried away here on this classic board. I'm sort of getting that feeling that you get when you get close to the end of a recap where you start thinking, yeah. Did I just see a mouse go running past? Yes. Hello, little mouse. I think the mice are a bit pissed at me because I kind of moved their nest last night, as in like destroyed it. I let all the mouses get out first, but then I destroyed their nest because we don't serve their kind here. And of course, I have taken their food source away as well. Going to go play a game with my wife. Is that a euphemism, Greg? Oh, look at this. Super chats galore. I need to click on the thing. That will then bring up the thing. I can go chat. Where's chat? Bring all to front. There we go. And then I can go, whoops, 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 whoa, hello. I can go, tell your wife, sorry, so you can shower inside. Good night, everyone. We are so looking forward to having a renovated bathroom, I tell you. It is, you know, it's a very small bathroom, but we have, I believe, maximised the space, and we are going to have a really, really nice bathroom. Nice, it's very nice. Oh, it's nice. Yes, it's nice. All right, time for UV Mascaroni. Here it is. I am loving having this desk so clean. I'm even going to clean it when I've finished. And then when I finish, I've got to go in and try and sort out this new 3D printer filament, which is just giving me grief at the moment. I think I need to up the temperature. Okay, I know nothing of those gummy bear things of which you speak. What sort of 3D printer do I have? I have a Creality Ender Pro? No, Ender 3 V2. Ender 3 V2. Ender 3 V2. And I have to say, I have been extremely happy with it. I have to print a lot because I print all these mounting brackets for, you know, SCSI 2SD, Blue SCSI, Zulu SCSI, you know, and so I'm just constantly punching out brackets for those for when I sell the products. And I print them in different colours, black and white. And the Blue SCSIs, I think I even offer in silly colours, but I'm going to stop that because no one orders them. So people just order black or white. Yeah. When I first got it, I upgraded the bed springs, and I then replaced the Z home switch, or the Z home detector. I have replaced the extruder with an all metal one. What else have I done? Oh, I've replaced the fan shroud thingy with a 3D printed one, which gives me excellent parts cooling using 2 fans instead of the original one. And yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with it. But I buy my filament from a shop just down the road, and they used to sell FlashForge, and now they're changing across onto eSun. And so anyhow, I went and got an eSun spool of filament, and I'm just having trouble getting it to play nice. It's stringy. Okay. We are getting very close to the completion of this, I should say. This is the last 2 caps going down. 147 there, and then 1 microfarad 50 volt there. Boop. Boop. Dual extrusion, dual Z motors, cool. Yeah, I mean, as I say, my upgrades have only just been for... I have a very, very kind of very practical use for my 3D printer, in that I print all of these brackets, or I print replacement parts for vintage computers and stuff like that. So, and I've been really, really happy with the end result. I mean, I'm sure there are things that I could do to improve it. But yeah, as I say, I have done a few little upgrades, but they're nothing particularly major. They're just ones. They're more to do with the Creality is a very inexpensive printer, and these updates are really just about making the printer a little bit better, a bit more accurate. And in terms of the designing stuff, I use software called Lightwave, and it's a really strange choice for designing stuff because it's not really that sort of 3D software. It's more designed for like kind of film and television type 3D stuff. But it's what I know. It's what I've learned to use. So it's really easy for me to design stuff in it. So that's what I use. I know there are way better applications out there that are much better for building 3D things. Goldcam, hello. New caps haven't showed up in the mail today. What a pain. I hate it when that happens. Livewave is like Blender then. I think so. I think Blender is one that has a very specific feature. So Lightwave comes in two different applications. Comes in a modeler application and then I can't remember what the other one's called. I haven't used it in such a long time, but it's one where you set up scenes and lighting and stuff like that. And so I just use the modeler side of it. I generally do most of my initial drawing in Adobe Illustrator, again, because it's what I'm used to. And so I do all of the initial shapes and everything like that. And then I bring them into 3D to then extrude and do Boolean cuts and stuff like that. I like to work that way. Okay, so I have recapped this board. There's still a lot of nasty corrosion on here, but this is what the board looks like now. Let's turn this light off. There we go. Bring this light across. Oh, too close. There we go. So that's what the board looks like now. And as you can see, we've got 4 new caps here, 2 there, and 2 here. This is where we spent most of the time today trying to fix up a lot of yuckiness in there. We've got the ROM chip here. Let's make sure he's positioned in the right place, because it wouldn't be the first time that I got one of these with the ROM in the wrong place. I need to get the classic board. I've got a picture here, haven't I? And window. Yep, that's right. So it's just the stupidest thing with the Macintosh Classic. You've got this ROM here. It's what, 40 pin, and yet that's a 42 pin socket. So you can actually position it. You can actually put this ROM chip in 1, 2, 3, 4 different ways, and only one of them is right. So anyhow. Right, where's the camera sort of pointing off to the left here? Well, I suppose it's lined up with the microscope. I'm off. I'm out. I'm askew. Maybe I need to sit that way. There we go. Right, so let's test this. We're going to test it inside the case that I was given with this computer. I have not recapped the analog board. I may well have to do that. I probably have to speak to the customer because I don't think they asked for it to be done. And so I would want to run that past them before I did. So let's just go here and change a different view so we can see this here. Right, there we go. There it is. I should have it is a 240 volt. That's good. I just want to have a quick squiz. Let's have a look and see what the analog board looks like. Just want to see if I can see any leaky gunk. I can't, which is good. Right. I need my extender. Or do we just put it in? We'll just put it in. Yeah, why not? Okay. Sorry. Just got distracted. Jay from the House of Moth sending messages. Okay, so I'm going to drop the board in here. I probably won't bother connecting up the floppy drive at this stage, but I will connect up the hard drive. Otherwise, I can go and get a blue SCSI or a SCSI to SD if I want to boot it up with my own stuff. And of course, the other great thing you can do with the old Classic is you can boot into ROM. See, I think that's what we'll do this time. First time round, we'll boot into ROM. And we do that by holding down Option Command XO. I think that's what it is. Is that it? Or is it just X? I can't remember. Someone out there will know. Now, let's see some power. And we'll get a keyboard and a multi. Oh, there goes the power supply. Boot it from a green SCSI. Command Option XO. I got it right. Cool. My brain did good. Now, there's still a very good chance that this is not going to work, so just obviously let everyone know, just be prepared for that. And the reason for that is that what was the reason? Oh yeah, there's still massive amounts of corrosion on the board and it has not been ultrasonically cleaned. But we'll give it a whirl anyway and we'll just see what happens. So, here we go to switch it on. A 3, a 2, a 1. Got the right sound, got a nice little boop. Oh. We have analog board issues, my friends. I can tell because we've got a nice little line here. But it sounds like the logic board is okay. So what we can do is we can grab another case, if we can find one, and we'll try it in another computer. But I will, of course, need to contact this person and say, guess what? You are going to need to recap your analog board. Well, I'm going to do it. He's not going to do it. I will do it for him. And I will charge copious amounts of money. A classic touch bar. Yeah, look, there are a couple of things with the classic analog board. I mean, they desperately need recapping. All of them need recapping. It's one of the things you can end up you can end up with a really bright single horizontal line. That's a fairly common problem. This wasn't that. This was a very different sort of collapse going on there. But there's really no point going down a diagnostic path with a Macintosh Classic analog board until you've recapped it. Because, you know, it could be all sorts of things, but there's you know that the caps are bad in it. So fix that first, then come back and see, you know, it might just solve the problem. If not, then start doing diagnostics. Broken solder joints on the flyback, in my humble opinion. You could well be right. That's actually another thing I should really mention, a really important thing with any of these compact Macs. So this is for 128K, 512K plus, SE, SE30, Classic, Classic 2, I think I've mentioned them all of them, because the analog board is up on its side here, and because it is an analog board, and analog boards get vibrations, and of course they get hot, they get cold, they get hot, they get cold, you end up with the solder joints getting cracked. And I've got some really, really good examples of cracked solder joints, I think in one of my videos, maybe. But I've got some great photos of cracked solder joints. And so what you really need to do with those, and in particular it happens on connectors, and it happens on heavy components. It can happen on transformers, it happens on flyback transformers, either because there's a flyback transformer there, then there's another big transformer down the bottom. It can happen on those, you can get the cracked solder joints happening there. So anyhow, that's for another day. We're not going to do that one today, because I think I've been going for 2.5 hours. Oh, strike a light. You can go there. There we go. So let's see if I can find a classic chassis that works. There's no analog board in that one. That one has a busted CRT. What about this one? This one's dirty, but I think it'll work. Let's have a look, see. This is mine. Yep, it's dirty, but I think it works. So this is this was a classic that I picked up relatively recently. And it was one that has no hard drive. So I'm going to just get myself sorted here. Going to put that there. Going to put this here. As I mentioned, this is rather dirty, but it won't be for long because I'm going to clean it. Okay, and I'm pretty sure the analog board for this works. I'm about 76% sure this one works. Maybe 77. Oh wow, some wicked corrosion on the connector here, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so here's another one. Take two. Here we go. Oh yeah. Whoa. That was a noise and a half. Now, our geometry's a little bit out, but that's easy enough to fix. Okay, so where were we? We were going to connect the keyboard. Because the good thing about having other chassis to be able to test this in is I can go in and I can, put that board in another computer, and then I can say conclusively that the problem we were having with the video is related to the analog board. So this is the ROM here about the Finder. There we go, system 6.03, control panel. I always wished that every computer had the ability to boot into a ROM that contained the operating system the computer came out with. Just turning the brightness down a little bit so you guys can see it a bit better. And I might even zoom in a little. Whoops, too much. Just a touch too much. There we go. There we go. Isn't that fun? I'm going to try very hard not to electrocute myself on this exposed analog board. So, okay, so it works. This board's going to need some cleaning in a very, very big way. The analog board's going to need to be recapped. I may well do that in another stream. Safely switch it off. You feel safe about that? Good. Oh, geez, I zapped myself yesterday. Good. I was working on a power supply. It wasn't connected to power, but there was still a charged capacitor in it, and I just happened to touch it, and oh, boogers! That was a fun old time. Okay, right. Well, time for me to begin the end.
If I can just get this freaking mouse to work. There we go. I need to get the desk messy again so that my mouse will start working again. Excuse me. It's not supposed to cough in your hand. It's supposed to cough in your arm. Okay. Hot plug bad. Okay. Just humble request to stream the analog board recap. Well, I may well do that. I have actually done a pre-recorded video of recapping the analog board of a classic. It was a particularly bad one, that one too. This one doesn't look anywhere near as bad, but yeah, it still needs doing. Did I recap this one? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did recap this one, so that's good. So anyhow, as usual, thank you to everyone who tuned in today. Thank you for all the super chats. I did get quite a lot today, so I appreciate that from everyone. I need to do another few quick shout outs here. I won't be long. Just bear with me a second. I should have prepped this, but I didn't prep this. So I am I going to have to get two-factor authentication? Yeah. Bloody two-factor authentication. This is a pain in the bum. I was going to just prattle off all the names of my new patrons on Patreon. I thought, yeah, that'll be nice and easy. I'll just go and do that. Yeah. This is all part of that not being terribly well prepared this time. Okay. I think I'm getting a visit from a chicken. Just waiting. I'm just waiting. Well, I'm just waiting. That's all I'm doing. I'm just waiting for my two-factor authentication email. There we go. Was this you? Yes, it was me. If it was you, click on the link below. It was me. It was. Okay. All right. Here we go. Well, it'll be better this time. It will be. I promise. Okie dokie. I'll be more prepared for this next time, okay? I promise. Next time, I will be more prepared. Be good if I knew how to actually bring up the names of my patrons. Yeah, this has worked out well, hasn't it? This has worked out really well. Right. Okay. So next time, I'm going to mention all of my patrons, all of my new patrons. Just a reminder to everyone that I do have a Patreon now. I didn't used to, but I do now. If people do want to support me, there's no pressure. But if you do want to support me, jump on there. A few different tiers, a few exclusive things there. Bit of fun and games and giggles and stuff. So do join that if you would like to. So thank you to everyone here who joined today. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for keeping me company. I do hope you enjoyed it. I will be planning to stream again and hopefully in the not too distant future, and I've got some pre-recorded things coming as well. So thanks again, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.